Hi guys, and welcome to this episode of the review show. I'm here alone again for the second week running as Harry is somewhere sunning himself for the next few days. So it's left to me. But I want to say, before we get started, I want to say a big thank you for all the comments after last week's show. And we did a bit of a comparison with book tests, or a bit of a deep dive into book tests on that. And you seem to like the comparison videos a lot, so we're going to be doing more of those in the future as well. And this week I thought I would highlight packet tricks and some of my favourite packet tricks. For those of you that are quite new to Magic, you don't know what a packet trick is. A packet trick is a card trick that uses a small packet of cards. Okay, so it's things like twisting the aces, or a free card Monty could be considered a packet trick. Anything that uses a small packet of cards rather than having to carry around one deck. So I've chosen 3 tricks today. All these tricks, 2 of these tricks I've been performing for a long while. One of them is a re-release of an older effect, which as soon as I saw it, I fell in love with it. It's super simple, it's direct, it's got a lovely visual ending. Now there's a few things I like about packet tricks. One of the great things about it is they always tend to be visuals. Whether that be in the process or whether that be in the reveal, there's usually a really nice visual moment. The second thing is, they tend to all happen in the hands, so you don't need a table, so they're usually great for walk-around situations. The third thing about them is they're usually effects that your spectators can watch. They don't have to pick a card. So if you're performing, let's say, pick a card tricks, whether it be an ambitious card, whether it be a card to wallet, packet tricks feel different. Okay, they can sit back, they can watch, and they can just enjoy the magic. So they make a nice little break in between. Now, when I got back into Magic, which was in my early 20s, packet tricks were all the rage. And then we got to a position about 5-10 years later that they fell out of fashion. But they've come back now, and they're back with a vengeance. I found my love for them again, and I know a lot of you have, because whenever we release a packet trick or get one in stock, they sell out very, very quickly. So before we get into the effects that I'm going to talk about today, I've got a little bonus thing I'm going to talk about, and that is this. I picked myself up one of these. This is the TCC. I think it's called the Combo Packet Trick Wallet, or the Packet Trick Combo Wallet, something like that. Now, it's a big wallet. It will fit in your inside jacket pocket if you wanted it to. I've purely got it to go in my close-up case. Now, this is an indexing system for all your packet tricks, but more than that, if you're performing, I've got my spare STCs in here, so I know I'm always going to have STCs with me. I'm going to put in a few double faces, a few double backers. I'm going to put in some scored cards and the packet tricks that I perform. So I've got Chris Congreve's cloak in here because I don't want it in my deck all the time. But if I know I'm going to perform it, I can go to the close-up case, get it out of here and load it into the deck. I've got my odd quad, I've got my killer oh my god, and when I get home I'm going to load it up with my other packet tricks that I perform on a more regular basis. So this is a great idea if you collect packet tricks, or even if you're a performing magician, or non-performing, even if you're a hobbyist, but you want somewhere to keep your double faces, your double backers. This is going to mean that in my close-up case, I'm always going to have my effects nicely sort of indexed away, and also my little gaff cards in case I decide to do an anniversary waltz or any other sort of effect like that. I'm going to have the gaffs in here ready to go, all kept neat and tidy, and in my close-up case it's magnetically locking, keeps all the cards flat, because this is a nice hard solid thing that will keep the cards flat as well. So that's just a bonus item. The name of this will appear on the screen with the price, and the link will be down below if you're interested in grabbing one. Quality's great, it's TCC. I don't think I would carry it with me, it's a bit big, but in my case, it's going to be absolutely perfect just to store everything. So that's a little bonus item. So the first item or first packet trick we're going to talk about today is Odd Quad by Daryl. Now, it's no secret that I'm a big fan of Daryl's. When I got back into Magic, most of the video cassettes that came out for you to learn from were either Daryl or Michael Amar. So I've always been a big fan of these two magicians. Daryl, I always found, he was known, sadly he's no longer with us, but he was known as the magician's magician. He's a very charismatic character, or he was, and his creations were always very commercial, pretty much easy to do, even though he was an extremely skilled magician on all genres of magic. But Odd Quad, it came into the shop yesterday. I watched the video and I immediately picked myself one up. And I'll tell you for why. It is so simple. It's a lovely constructed routine, but it also packs a punch for something so simple that you don't really have to think about. And when I say simple, there are no counts. There are no moves really. I mean, the only count included in there, or that you have to do, is a frustration count, which anyone can do. There's no Elmsley counts involved. Now, they do supply you with two versions in here. They supply you with the standard handling, and they supply an extra card for the advanced handling. I didn't even bother to watch the advanced handling because I don't think it needs it. Daryl himself never performed the advanced handling. He just performed the original handling. As to what's involved in the advanced handling, I presume there's probably an Elmsley or something, but I'm not sure. But I don't think you need to do it. And I think we should go straight into a performance of me performing Odd Quad. Emma?
Yes.
People often ask me whether I gamble. Now, I do play cards, but only when I'm in control. So I don't class that as gambling because I never lose.
Right.
In fact, I've created my own gambling game. Really, really simple. I've got to try and make you pick the odd card. If I make you pick the odd card, you lose. If you pick any other card apart from the odd card, you win.
What's the odd card?
I'll show you.
All right.
Okay, so it uses 4 aces. Give me a number from 1 to 4.
2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the ace of hearts, ace of spades, ace of diamonds, ace of clubs. So card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, card number 4.
Okay.
Now, I said it was all about picking the odd card. Now, these cards you'll see are all red backed. Mm-hmm. The one you chose happens to be a blue back. So you would lose. That's how the game goes. But a lot of people say to me, well, hang on a minute. What about if I was to choose the red card? Now, if you were to choose the red card, you would still lose, because if you pick the odd card, you'd lose. But these cards here, you see, that one's blue, and that one's blue. Okay, so if you pick the red, you'd lose. If you pick the blue, you'd lose. What about if you were to pick the red ace of hearts? You'd lose, because that's an odd card. That's yellow.
Oh, no.
And the spade is an odd card. No. That's green. So really, there's no chance of winning at my game.
Wow.
And you can look at those, just 4 aces. So that's it. That's Odd Quad. Now, I was using the rumba count in that video, but the rumba count can be substituted for the frustration count. In effect, that's all it is, but a different way of doing it. Now, apart from that move, the frustration, you don't have to do the rumba, just the frustration. That's all you have to do to show the cards all red or all blue. Apart from that, it's self-working. Everything's examinable after the effect. You're not stealing anything away. Who's it good for? I think any performer, whether you're an amateur or a pro, if you're just getting into Magic, you're going to be able to do this effect. And what a beautiful colour change ending at the end. That is a real mind fry to spectators when they see 4 different coloured backs. So if you're a beginner or a hobbyist, this is perfect. It's a great little one to have in your wallet or your pocket. If you're a pro, like I said, it gives you that break from pick a card. It allows them to just sit down and enjoy the magic. And even though it's quite a quick packet trick, there's a lot happening. You know, one of the cards that they freely chose apparently changes colour. Then all the cards change colour, and then they change colour again. There's a lot of magic happening for just 4 cards. The explanational video is really clean, really concise. They can choose any number from 1 to 4 as their first choice. That's not an issue. And like I said, it comes with everything. Place to do it, I think you could do it anywhere. I think you could do it. I haven't tried an in the hands handling. I can't see why it wouldn't work. But for best performance, I think a table or some sort of surface to lay the cards down on, I think that will make the effect appear a little bit bigger, play a little bit better, look a little bit cleaner. But that being said, you could certainly do it table hopping. The reset is pretty much instant. Pick up the cards and you reset. You could certainly do it parlour. And I think it would suit every performer. Doesn't matter of your skill level. There's no counts, no moves, no slights. It's just a very well constructed routine. I think I've covered everything. And the other thing is, it's dirt cheap. It's less than £15, I think. And you can pick one up now by clicking the link below if you're interested. That's called Odd Quad by Daryl. Okay, so straight on with the next packet trick. And this one is Killer Oh My God by Paul Gordon. Now, a few years ago, quite a few years ago actually, we released a beautiful set of DVDs by Paul Gordon called Gold Dust. And we supplied some cards in there to do a few of the effects. One of the routines was Killer Oh My God. We were going to start stripping decks down and collating little tricks, but we decided to get them professionally produced. So these were printed by the USPCC. The quality of the cards are superb. They were designed by Christian Schenk at Card Shark. So the quality is absolutely superb on these. Now, Killer Oh My God is a beautiful effect. It's a bit like twisting the aces, and then it ends with this really lovely colour change finish, which really does knock their socks off. Now, this is an effect that I've performed for a while. And once again, this is one of those beautiful break moments where your spectators can relax, watch and enjoy the magic and get fooled at the end. Well, they're actually fooled all the way through, but fooled at the end, especially with the colour change. And it's got a bit of built-in comedy as well, which adds to the method, but then you openly get rid of part of the method, which leaves you absolutely clean. So it's really great. Let's take a look at a performance of Killer Oh My God. Here's a little observation test for you using this little pack of cards. So I've got 4 cards. One of the cards is face up. It's your job to tell me which one that was. If you're saying the Queen of Spades, you're wrong, because it's actually the Queen of Diamonds that was face up. How strange is that? Now watch carefully. The Queen of Diamonds goes face up into the pack. Which one's face up? Queen of Diamonds? Not at all. It's actually the Queen of Clubs. Now, there's only one queen yet to turn over. Do you know what that queen is? If you're saying the Queen of Hearts, you're right. If you're saying anything else, you need to get your eyes tested. But this actually says something. Can you read it? It says, did you see the backs change colour? Did you see the backs change colour? If you didn't, you would have missed everything, because we've got the 4 queens and each one has got a different coloured back. So that's it. You can see how good that looks. It's such a brilliant little effect. Now, this does use a count. It uses an Elmsley count, but I would say if you haven't learned an Elmsley count before, we do teach you how to do it on here when you buy the project. But more than that, if you're an unlimited member, Jamie let me know today that Andy's Slight School, which is currently running on Unlimited, we've just added the Elmsley count to it. So you can learn the Elmsley count in Unlimited. Now, the Elmsley count is a very important count to learn. All right. Now, I know a lot of people pick it up very quickly. There's a few people that have a bit of trouble with it and sort of put it to one side. I can't do it. I can't do it. Everyone can do it. You will be able to do the Elmsley count. I'll tell you exactly how I learned. In my mind, I got the movement, and I used to sit there watching TV and just going through the movement, not looking at my hands, just going through the movement while I was watching TV. And that muscle memory helps you get it down in no time. Now, the Elmsley count, I did say it's an important sleight. The reason why it's an important sleight is because it is used a lot. When you're doing card magic, a lot of tricks require an Elmsley count. It's something, if you've given it a go and you've given up on it, please persevere with it because it's an important sleight. And if you don't, you're going to be missing out on some incredible magic. So who is this good for? Once again, not an absolute beginner unless you want to put the time into learning the Elmsley count. Now, I will say, and I'm going to sound like the old guy saying back in my day, but that's exactly what I'm going to say. Back in my day, we would go in a shop, we would see a trick being performed, we would buy it, we would take it home, you would have a sheet of paper of instructions, and it will say, learn the Elmsley count, this is how you do it. So we would have to learn the Elmsley count off a paragraph that big. And you would sit there and you would learn it. And you would have no alternative, because if you didn't learn it, you wouldn't be able to do the trick. Now we provide video instructions. It's so much easier to understand. But Killer Oh My God, who is it best geared to? I would say anyone, if you're willing to put in the time and effort to learn the Elmsley count, which doesn't really take that long, but it does require a bit of practice, then I think a beginner could do it. You do have to learn the count. And, you know, we've all had to take that journey. So I think a beginner could do it. I wouldn't recommend it to an absolute beginner until you know the Elmsley count, or buy it and learn the Elmsley count for this trick. But anyone that can do the Elmsley count up to pros, whether you're an amateur magician or a pro, you're going to have a lot of fun with this. Like I said, the benefits of packet tricks for me are the fact that your spectators can take a back seat and just enjoy the magic rather than having to pick cards and follow cards, keep track of what's going on. They're just being entertained. So I think anyone, where's it best to be performed? This is ideal for walk around because there's no table required, but you could certainly do it walk around, you could certainly do it table hopping, and you could certainly do it parlour. When I say parlour, I mean sitting there at a table with a group of people sitting around you. I think it's a beautiful trick for that. The colours are very vibrant. The cards can be seen from, you know, a couple of rows of people here. So anything from close up to parlour. Obviously, packet tricks are probably no good on stage, but parlour, close up, or walk around, this is absolutely ideal. And if you're interested, you want to learn more, click the link below. That's Killer Oh My God by Paul Gordon. The final packet trick today is one of my babies. It's called Along for the Ride. Now, I created this many years ago and it was designed to be part of my walk around set. That's what I designed it for. But since then, I've used it in parlour situations and table hopping. It's a great piece of close-up magic because the magic happens in their hands as well, which is always super strong. Now, this was designed to be part of, I put together like a little mini Joker act. I had 3 or 4 routines that used Jokers, and this would form part of that act. That's why it was originally designed and part of my walk around. It's one of the things that I do carry in my close-up bag. If I'm doing a walk around set, this will definitely be in it because it's a novel piece of magic. It leaves them with impossible objects in their hands. And by that, I mean the printing from one card has jumped to another. That card does not exist apart from, you know, happening just there and then. Now, I could explain what the effect is, but I think it's better if you watch it. So let's take a look. This is going to be the best trick you see, and I'm not joking. Look at this. We've got 1, 2, 3 and 4 jokers. Very, very important you realise the jokers are on the same on the face and they're the same on the back. Now we're going to place 2 jokers down here, leaving me 2 jokers in my hand. I only have to put my jokers face to face for a second. If I do, something strange happens. Just a little snap and you'll see my jokers vanish off their bikes. They are gone. Where have they gone? Over here to join the others. So they're along for the ride. Okay, so that's along for the ride. So basically 4 jokers, 2 are held by you, 2 by the spectator, and your jokers vanish from your cards and appear on your spectator's cards. Not only is this very magical, it's quite novel. The fact that they've seen the 1 joker on the card, then 2 jokers appear on there and they're riding side by side. It's a really nice, interesting image for them and quite comical as well. Who's it good for? Anyone. If you're a beginner, you can do this. There's no special counts in there. I think on the video I do a frustration count, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. And I think even in the video, we don't explain it with a frustration count, we explain it without. There's no real sleight of hand at all involved. Where you would perform this, I think, well, I've done it in all the close-up arenas. So mix and mingle, which is what I designed it for. That's why the handling is really in the hands. It's your spectator's hands and your hands. But it works equally well if you have a table and having your spectators put their hands on the cards. So I would say mix and mingle or parlour. If you're going to do it table hopping, there's about a 15-second reset. That's all there is. But apart from that, I think it's good for everyone. If you like the look of the trick, you'll be able to do it. It's that simple. So whether you're a beginner, a hobbyist or a pro, this is a very strong commercial effect that you'll be able to do very, very easily. And it's got that beautiful impossible object ending where they've got these cards in their hand, which they know have been altered magically, I suppose. So that is along for the ride. And if you're interested in one, click the link below. So that brings us to the end of this week's review show. Thank you so much for tuning in. But before we go, just want to mention that this coming Tuesday, that's Tuesday the 29th, we've got Daniel Chard joining us for a live lecture for all Unlimited, Alakazam Unlimited members. Now, here's the thing, a little life hack for you. If you're not an Unlimited member, you can still watch the lecture for free. How'd you do it? You sign up for the Alakazam Unlimited 7-day free trial. And then on Tuesday evening, go into Unlimited, go to the studio live section at 7 p.m. GMT, and or BST actually, and you'll be able to join us for the lecture live, and it won't cost you a penny. So there's a little life hack for you. And also, if you are an Unlimited member, remember Sleight School is now up and running, and this Sleight School is all about playing cards. Every week or every 2 weeks, a new video gets added. Every 2 weeks it is, a new video gets added. We've got 4 so far. 4 videos get added. Wow, Jamie's behind the camera going, and I didn't know what he meant. He's telling me every 2 weeks, 4 videos get added to Sleight School. So this is going to be a comprehensive section of Unlimited where we're going to be covering all sorts of different sleights. This one's focusing on cards. We've got counts, we've got full shuffles, we've got forces is already up there. So if you're looking to improve your magic in any way, think about signing up to Unlimited. It's £4.99 a month. It's an unbelievably low price for what you're receiving. There's over 300 videos already accessible by you. And if you take the free trial, you get access to absolutely everything. So you can go onto Unlimited, you can join us for Daniel Chard's lecture, you can have a look around, you can learn anything you want. And if you cancel within that 7 days, if you don't like it or you don't think it's for you, you won't be charged a penny. So go have a look around. I'm sure you are going to love it and you will not believe what you're getting for your money. For less than a cup of coffee, you're getting access to some of the best magicians and the best magic in the world. So before we wrap up, just to reiterate what we went over, we had the TCC, I think it's called the Packet Trick Combo Wallet or the Combo Packet Trick Wallet. So we went over that, a great little storage system for your packet tricks and gaff cards. We also went over Killer Oh My God, the Odd Quad, and of course, Along for the Ride. Now, if you've never done packet tricks before, hopefully this review show has shown you why you should. And if you have done them, but haven't done these, I would seriously consider checking them out. They are great. And if you don't perform packet tricks in your working scenario, please try it out, give one a go, because I started to perform them again a few years ago and I fell in love with them all over again, because like I said, I've said it a few times during this video, it gives your spectator a break from the pick a card trick and it allows them just to sit down, watch and enjoy the magic. So that's it for me. I'm Peter Nardi. This is the Alakazam review show. If you've got any comments or you would like us to maybe do a focus review show on a different genre or whatever, leave it in the comments below. Or if you'd like me to look at any certain tricks, put it in the comments below and I'll see what I can do. But we will see you next week on the review show, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel where you'll get notified every time we put a video up, including things like our Desert Island tricks and our act videos. If you haven't watched them, go check them out. They're really great fun as well. So see you next week on the Alakazam review show. Have a great week.